our minds and our hearts are now full of that stuff. So now when we open up our mouth, it's not like something where we have to be constantly trying to restrain our mouth, because that good stuff is what's going to come out of our mouths. Hello everyone, and welcome to Gems and Pearls with Love. It's your girl here, Caitlin Clarice. Welcome. I noticed that there are quite a bit of new subscribers. Welcome. I'm so very happy you decided to join me here on this channel, which is joining me as well on this journey of biblical womanhood. We are all, as women, on this journey of biblical womanhood, and it's so good to be able to lift each other up and encourage each other. So I'm so very happy to see you all here. Thank you very much. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get right into today's topic, which is going to be thinking about what we are thinking about. We have talked on this channel quite a bit about respecting our husbands. And respecting our husbands has a lot to do with this, with our mouth, what we are saying to our husbands, about our husbands. And, here's the thing. You may be thinking like, okay, I get it. I know I need to respect my husband. In Ephesians 5:33, it tells a wife that she must respect her husband. I get it. I know this is what I'm supposed to do, right? However, I just can't seem to get myself together. Like, I always end up saying something I shouldn't be saying. I always end up like just completely just flying off the chain and just telling them off. Like, I just can't seem to get it together. I can't seem to be able to control my mouth and my words. And first, I want to say that when it comes to like slipping up and saying something that we shouldn't say, that's going to happen. We are human, and there's going to be times we are just going to say things out of our emotions. Maybe we're just tired, cranky, maybe we're just hormonal, whatever it is. We're going to end up saying something that we probably shouldn't have said, and you're going to have to end up apologizing, probably repenting, and that's just what it is. We're human. We're not perfect. We are going to mess up, just as our husbands are also going to mess up. However, if this is something that is like really constant, like it's just like, you're saying things that you shouldn't say more than you're saying things that you're saying things that I did say that. You're saying things that you shouldn't say more than you are not. Like, it's just so much to the point where it's like, okay, no, I need to do something about this. Here's the thing, guys. We are not going to be able to get a hold of our mouth until we get a hold of our thoughts. In Matthew chapter 12, verse 34, that verse, it tells us that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And then there's another verse that even talks about guarding our hearts with all vigilance, guarding our hearts. As I'm sure all of you intelligent, beautiful ladies know, we're not talking about the physical heart. We're talking about, really, it's our mind. Like, that's really what it is we're talking about. What is on our mind? What are we dwelling about? What are we thinking about? And that's where our words are going to come from. We cannot think that we can continue to think and constantly think all the negative thoughts about our husbands, all the things that he is doing wrong, all the things that you think he should be doing that he's not doing, and constantly just having these thoughts in our mind, and then think we're going to be able to now speak to him in a kind, compassionate, and respectful way. It's just not going to happen, because you see, the thing is, what we are thinking about and dwelling on is going to come out. I'm sorry, I am not even saying this as a suggestion or possibility. I am telling you, it's going to come out. So whether it is that it comes out right away, whether it's you stew on it for a couple of days or months or years, whether it is that it comes out in our actual words or even in that silent brew of resentment and bitterness within us, we may not actually even say what we're thinking, but maybe just the certain comments that we say, or maybe they're just this underlying just feeling of just anger and irritation, some way, in some form, that all that what we are thinking and what we've been dwelling on is going to come out. Let's read Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about those things. So that's what we're supposed to be thinking about. We're supposed to be careful of our mind. There are so many verses that we are told to renew our mind. Again, to guard our hearts with all vigilance. Like, we need to be so careful. Matter of fact, a lot of the battlefield that we have is in our mind, in our thoughts. What we need to start doing is make a habit of interrupting our thoughts. Like, literally, don't even feel like you have to wait until, like, the thought's over. The thought that came to our head is over. No. You can interrupt it, right? So just stop it right in its tracks. Listen, nope, I'm not going there. I'm not thinking that. And replace that negative thought with a good thought. It can be something very simple. He left his clothes on the floor. And your thoughts is like, oh my gosh, like, he doesn't respect me. This is so disrespectful. Like, why is he just leaving his clothes on the floor? You can stop right there. Wait, no. We're not going to do this. We're not going to go there. You know what? I'm sure that he didn't mean to literally just, like, he wasn't intentionally trying to disrespect me. He just didn't take the time to think about picking up his clothes. And you know what? It's fine. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to put it in the pantry or whatever, because at the pantry, I'm going to put it in the hamper. Sorry. Don't put his clothes in the pantry. I don't think that's a good idea. But I'm going to put it in the pantry as service unto him, as service unto the Lord, really. It's not that big of a deal. And you know what? Matter of fact, he just filled up my gas tank, right? He just filled up my gas tank just yesterday. So you know what? He may have not picked up his pants, but he does do good things to me. He's not like inconsiderate. He's kind. He is loving, right? And stop those negative thoughts in his tracks and replace it with good and lovely things. Some advice I'd give you guys is to take some time through the day, and I would recommend doing this like close to when you're going to be seeing your husband. So whether it's you coming home or he's coming home, so you're on your way, you're driving on your way, or you're home and he's coming in soon. Take the time to intentionally think about good things. Like, literally, even if you have to write a list at another time, just write a list of all these things that you love about him, all these good things, all these memories you have that are good memories of things, of times when he showed you that he loves you or he cares for you. Write it all down, because sometimes it might be hard to think things on the spot, especially if we are in our emotions and we're a little bit upset or whatever. So it's good to write it down at a time when you're not upset, just writing down a whole bunch of things, right? So even if you have to go now to that list, read it over. Start really literally meditating on these type of things, thinking about all of these good things, all these good, maybe it's that he's hardworking, he's caring, he cares about people, he's determined, he doesn't give up easily, whatever it is, he's a good father. Just write down whatever these things are, and then go ahead and read it over before you see your husband and see the difference that it makes. Your smile is going to be a nice, authentic, beautiful smile. You're going to be happy and excited to see him. Get yourself excited. Remember, we don't have to bend to our emotions. We don't have to allow our emotions to control us. We can decide to think different things. The reason why we have the emotions that we have is a product of what we are thinking about. So if we decide to change what we are thinking about, our emotions will follow along with it. Before you know it, you went from just feeling just normal, I'm just okay, or possibly even irritated, to happy and excited and feeling so blessed that you have this man. This is going to take some practice. Like, not even me, I don't even have it all together. Sometimes I mess up too as well. And when we are used to normally thinking something negative, it's going to take some practice and a lot of discipline to really get that to change. Like, don't expect overnight you're just going to automatically never think anything negative again. First of all, you're going to think negative things because the enemy is going to place those things in your mind. It's just more about capturing it, right? Capture those thoughts, bringing it into obedience of Christ, choosing to renew our mind to think the positive thing instead. And as we continue to do that and more, we are practicing that thing. Like, you think about even learning a piano. Sure, when you are learning the piano first, you have to be looking at the keys and thinking about each key, and you're constantly, thinking about what you're doing and stuff like that, because you're just learning that piano. But after a while, continuing to practice it, all of a sudden you realize you're pressing certain keys without having to look at it. You just know where it is because you've been practicing that. And that's the same thing with our thoughts, with our brains. That's the thing. Our brains are something that can be changed. We can change even the structure of our brain based on continuing to choose to switch out those old thoughts with new thoughts. We can change those patterns, and we can learn to practice these newer things. The reason why we may be more bent to think negative things is because that is what we've been practicing. That's what we've been allowing for so long. So as we continue to choose to constantly take the time to really think, what am I thinking right now? Just that alone takes practice, because we're so used to just letting thoughts flow into our mind that we honestly don't take the time to really think, what am I thinking? What am I honestly thinking? And this is about my husbands, yes, but even about our children. Even about anybody. What are we thinking? Even our situation, even about ourselves, girl. What are we thinking? And that's what we got to do, is take the time to really think about that. What am I thinking right now? What am I feeling? Okay, I'm feeling this way. And why am I feeling this way? What am I thinking? And choosing to go from this way and turning yourself around and start thinking positive and good and lovely and admirable and worthy of praise, excellent things. And you will see that your mood will change. And when you're constantly thinking on those good things, then speaking, that's the thing, is then our minds and our hearts are now full of that stuff. So now when we open up our mouth, it's not like something where we have to be constantly trying to restrain our mouth, because that good stuff is what's going to come out of our mouths. And we will find that, hey, I just realized that I went a whole week and I haven't told off my husband. I went a whole week and I didn't say anything negative. It's because you were filling your heart with the good things, and that was what was coming out. So, guys, if you want to change what is coming out of here, we got to change what is coming out of here. What are we thinking about? What are we dwelling about? So guys, I challenge you to that. I challenge you, whenever you watch this video, whether it's when it just posts or even years later, challenge yourself to stop and ask yourself, what are you thinking about? And make sure you are thinking on things that are positive. You're thinking about gratitude, all the good things, and see what happens. Alright guys, so thank you so very much for watching this video. If you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what your struggle is. Let me know what you experience when it comes to your thoughts and your words and the connection between the two. And yeah, let's continue the discussion in the comments. Alright, so until next time, bye-bye.